Acharya Pranam. What is receptiveness and how to be more receptive? And I am getting a feeling that I am using my intellect to understand spirituality. So, is it wrong and what to do about it?
No, we all are anyway very receptive in a sense. We keep on soaking influences. So there is no dearth of receptivity at one level. Then why is receptivity considered such a rare virtue? Because we receive only what our pre-existing influences have conditioned us to receive. We do not fully receive. If we receive fully, then what we receive afresh will dissolve what we have received already. Are you getting it? We are not born clean or free. We are born with baggages of conditioning. Those baggages of conditioning dictate what we will receive next. So what you are born with decides what you will next receive in life. That's the inner filter, that's the inner puller. Everything comes to you, but you do not receive everything. You receive only what you are designed and conditioned to receive. So you receive, and you have already received more of what you already were, already had. And so what do you receive next then? More of what you already had. And therefore what do you receive next to next? More and more of what you. So we become a mass of a lot of things, incomplete, untrue and partial. We never receive fully. We receive only that which will reinforce us. We receive only that which will strengthen our existing mass. Look at the physical system. It takes in so much of air. How much of it does it really absorb? First of all, only a fifth of the air that you take in is oxygen. And even the oxygen that you take in is not fully absorbed. That's the way our entire apparatus functions. Out of the 100 units that are available to be received, we receive 1 or 2 or 4. And what are these 1 or 2 or 4? That will not harm us. That will not become a threat to us. That will not force us to reconsider our ways. We receive only that which agrees with us. We receive only that which is sanctioned by the ego. The other part, the overwhelming, bigger part, that overwhelmingly bigger part is comfortably rejected by us. We do not receive it at all. And therefore life and experiences teach us nothing. Because we do not experience at all. The experiencer is adamant that he will experience only that which will keep him secure and intact. The experiencer is adamant that he will not let his experiences disturb him. If experiences become threatening or hostile, he starts saying, oh come on, do not put me off. Change the topic. Let's go somewhere else. I don't want this. we avoid life. We avoid the bulk of life. We let in life only very, very selectively. We are little, and therefore we let in only a little fraction of life. What do we do with the much bigger fraction? We act as if we have not seen it at all. We deliberately ignore it. We become blind to it. Now you know what is the meaning of receptivity. Receptivity is to let in that which will dissolve you, which threatens your little existence. It is to be available to dangers. That is receptivity. And if you have that receptivity, only then you can be a student, only then is learning possible. Otherwise, you will not listen. You will sit here and hear through your filters. You will hear only what you want to hear. Receptivity means to have the honesty to listen fully and to not to distort what is coming to you. Getting it? Most people only accumulate more of themselves with time, age, and experience. It is a false notion that experience is a teacher. It does not teach. Rather, it teaches only the one who is available to be taught. Most of us are not available at all to be taught. Receptivity is the availability to be taught. Every instance in life is telling you something. But are you receiving the lesson? To receive the lesson is receptivity. And lessons are often bitter. बोलिए. You'll have to fall in love. Because more receptivity implies more willingness to embrace danger. Why would you embrace danger at all? That can happen only in love. That can happen only when there is a great attraction, an unfathomable pull. You need to have a great love towards learning, towards betterment, towards freedom. And then you will say, yes, tell it to me. It hurts me to listen to it, but still, do tell it to me.
The other part was I am getting the feeling that I am using my intellect to understand spirituality. Is it a wrong thing to do?
It's just the right thing to do. It's just that intellect has to be fully used. If you use your intellect fully, then intellect itself will tell you at a point that intellect is of no more use. We do not use even the intellect fully. Then how will we go beyond the intellect? with a very low IQ, it would obviously be difficult to appreciate what is going on here. So intellect is needed. It's just that intellect is not sufficient. Going beyond intellect does not mean bypassing the intellect. Going beyond intellect means making full use of the intellect and then realizing that even the fullest use of intellect is not quite sufficient. Something more is needed. Spirituality is not about keeping your brain aside. It's about utilizing your brain to the fullest and seeing that even the fullest utilization of the brain does not suffice. It happens. You might have read somewhere that, if you want to be spiritual, you'll have to keep your mind aside. That is foolish. We anyway keep our mind aside. We operate through our glands and hormones. Use your intellect. You have the capacity to analyze. You have the capacity to measure stuff on the yardstick of logic. Spirituality is not illogical. Spirituality is very, very logical. It's just that at some point it transcends logic. But it never goes against logic. If you find spirituality going against logic, then you have a charlatan at hand. Then some kind of fraud is going on. Spirituality is neither illogical nor unscientific nor anti-intellect. The moment you find something unscientific in the garb of spirituality, immediately be alerted. Any spiritual construct that violates science even a little, even by a fraction, is dangerous. There is nothing in spirituality that will ever violate science. It's just that spirituality will venture into areas where science never goes at all. Spirituality, for example, will talk about you. Science never talks about you. That's the difference. That's the only difference. When it comes to the world, science and spirituality will fully agree. When it comes to you, science will fall silent. There is no chapter in any scientific study or research journal ever at any place titled I. Science does not touch the letter I. Science has nothing to do with I. Science only has to do with the world. Spirituality has to do with both I and I's world. Spirituality does not say the world. Spirituality says I and I's world. Please remember this very, very clearly. Whenever you find something unscientific being said, just get up and walk away. Anything even remotely unscientific. It is very, very sad that 99%, I repeat, 99% of that which we call as spirituality today is just illogical, unscientific superstition. And it is being peddled very loudly, very daringly. With total impunity. And therefore this question about the intellect. Because there is a lot in the spiritual market that says, oh, keep your intellect aside. Your intellect will not understand the real thing. Please be very, very cautious of such statements. The aim of spirituality is not the well-being of the body. Spirituality has only one aim. Freedom of the I from itself. The I is suffering, and it is suffering because it is caged within itself. Spirituality has just this single objective and nothing else at all. Spirituality will talk just about the I, the ego. If you find spirituality talking about anything else, for example, how to improve your eyesight, how to improve your digestion, how to live longer, then you must understand that this is not spirituality, and this is not medical science either. Let doctors talk about all these things. What is a spiritual guru doing talking about eyesight and how to have more hair cover on the head? And how to lose weight?